Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to hold a coin right before it skyrockets? While Bitcoin races past $94,000 in meme coins like BUNK and SUI double in value almost overnight, there's one token that's been sitting quietly, almost forgotten by the noise. Moving sideways. Building pressure. Gathering strength. Almost like the calm before a massive storm. Today, we're talking about Pinetwork, a project that's been left out of the recent market frenzy, but for a very good reason. And now, a major exchange has dropped not one, but two hints that Pi could be next in line for a huge breakout. Could Picoin be gearing up to skyrocket back to $3 or even higher? And if so, what signals are flashing under the surface that most people are missing? Stick with me until the end, because we're about to dive deep into why Pinetwork's quiet phase might be ending soon and why the next few days could be the most important moment in its history. Let's get into it. Right now, the price of Pinetwork hovers around 60 cents, stubbornly holding this level for weeks. While the rest of the crypto market has seen explosive moves, Pi has barely budged. Bitcoin has crushed expectations, climbing beyond $94,000. Projects like SUI and BUNK have delivered jaw-dropping returns, surging by double digits seemingly overnight. Meanwhile, Solana's meme coin ecosystem ballooned from $6 billion to over $10 billion in just a few days. Everywhere you look, momentum is strong, except for Pi. And that's what makes this so interesting. Because in the world of crypto, when an asset goes quiet while everything else is moving, that silence often isn't random. Smart money, the people who know how markets really move, recognize that low volatility often precedes high volatility. It's like a calm sea just before a massive tidal wave hits. Pi's lack of movement could be the ultimate warning sign that something big is brewing beneath the surface. To understand why Pi's setup is so important right now, we need to talk about a concept that veteran traders swear by, the Wyckoff theory. According to Wyckoff, markets move through predictable cycles: accumulation, markup, distribution, and markdown. Right now, Pi appears to be deep within its accumulation phase. This is when larger, smarter investors buy quietly, not wanting to alert the market before they've secured their positions. During accumulation, prices often move sideways, volume dries up, and the public loses interest, exactly what we're seeing with Pi. But after accumulation comes markup, when the asset's price starts to rise rapidly as new investors rush in, driven by fear of missing out, or FOMO. Suddenly, everyone who was asleep to the opportunity wakes up, but by then, the big players are already in position. And if that theory holds true for Pinetwork, we might be standing at the edge of its most exciting phase yet. But there's more than just theories and technical patterns backing this possibility. In fact, a real-world catalyst could be the spark that ignites everything: a potential listing on HTX Exchange. Recently, HTX, one of the world's top exchanges, dropped some very curious hints on their social media channels. In one post, they displayed a selection of tokens, and among them was Pi, a coin that, notably, has not yet been listed on their platform. Now, exchanges don't just post these hints for fun. Historically, whenever a major exchange teases a token, it's usually followed by an official listing announcement soon after. And listings are huge catalysts for token prices. When a token becomes accessible to millions of new users, liquidity explodes, and demand often surges almost immediately. We've seen it time and time again with coins like Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, and countless others. If HTX confirms a Pi listing, it could send shockwaves through the market. And remember, HTX is just one major player. If the listing happens and is successful, it could trigger a domino effect, prompting other exchanges like Binance or Coinbase to finally take a serious look at Pi. In that case, the buying pressure could be overwhelming and the price could absolutely skyrocket. Now, beyond the rumors and the potential listing, the technical side of things is also painting a very bullish picture for Pinetwork. Even though its price action has been muted, the underlying momentum is building steadily. Key indicators like the MACD and the Relative Strength Index, or RSI, have been rising quietly over the past several weeks. This is what traders call a bullish divergence, when indicators move up while the price stays flat or even dips slightly. It's a sign that buyers are slowly gaining control, even if the surface-level price doesn't show it yet. Adding to this, Pi is holding firm above an ascending trendline that's been building since early April. Trendlines are like invisible highways that guide price movement, and the fact that Pi is respecting this trendline shows that there's a clear undercurrent of support in the market. Traders are defending these levels, and every dip is being bought up quietly. But perhaps most importantly, the price action is forming an ascending triangle pattern, one of the most reliable bullish formations in technical analysis. In simple terms, an ascending triangle happens when buyers consistently push prices up to the same resistance level while sellers become weaker over time. Eventually, the pressure becomes too much, and the price breaks out forcefully. For Pi, the critical breakout point is around $0.7715. If the price can close above that level with volume, it could trigger a powerful rally, one that might even bring the all-time high of $3 back into play. Of course, no prediction is ever guaranteed. There are always risks in crypto, and Pi is no exception. If HTX delays the listing or if broader market conditions deteriorate, Pi's breakout could be postponed. We might see more sideways movement, or even a temporary dip. But based on the evidence we're seeing, the Wyckoff accumulation setup, the technical indicators flashing green, and the major exchange hints, the probability of an explosive move is increasing day by day. So, what are the potential scenarios from here? In the best-case scenario, HTX officially announces the listing, excitement builds, and Pi's price breaks resistance and begins a rapid climb toward $1, $2, and eventually challenges $3 again. In a more moderate outcome, Pi still gains steadily as technical strength pulls in new investors naturally, even without an immediate listing. And in the worst case, we see a delay in catalysts, causing the price to stay range-bound a little longer, giving patient investors even more time to accumulate before the inevitable move. Either way, the writing seems to be on the wall. Pinetwork is preparing for something big. Right now, it feels a lot like a coiled spring. All it needs is a single trigger to unleash all the built-up pressure. And that's why if you've been ignoring Pi lately, you might want to start paying closer attention. Moments like these, where everything seems quiet, where the majority have lost interest, are often when the biggest opportunities are quietly born. History has shown time and time again that the greatest gains in crypto often come not from chasing the hype but from identifying projects during their quiet, overlooked phases. Imagine being positioned before the news breaks. Before the mainstream rushes in. Before the FOMO wave sweeps across social media and crypto forums. That's the advantage of paying attention now. Because when the fireworks start, the moves can be fast, brutal, and unforgiving to those who hesitated. Thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end. If you found this deep dive helpful and you're excited about what's potentially ahead for Pinetwork, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe for more Pi updates, market analysis, and crypto strategies to help you stay ahead of the crowd. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you're the first to know when Pi makes its next big move. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you bullish on Pi's future, or do you think it still needs more time? I'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, stay curious, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next video.